Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to World of Tanks. Here in the winter hangar, with a summer camouflage on. Well, a desert camouflage on because winter. And this was actually the 23rd Advent calendar tank that you could buy. Or, well, thing in the Advent calendar that you could get. It's the Cromwell B, the Tier 6 Berlin Trio. Version of the Cromwell. Don't actually have the Cromwell here with me. I have yet to research it. If we look in the tech tree. Um, Here it is. I have yet to research it from the Crusader, but I'm close to doing that. I have 16,000 XP already accumulated on the Crusader, so Cromwell's only 25,000, so only 5,000 off. But so yes, this is the premium version of the Cromwell. So as you can see here, it's got a various amount of stuff on it. It has the star, which everyone is always like, but it's a British Cromwell, that's an American star, why is that? But actually that was also used in things like the Korean War. It's just to show which are the allied ones of NATO and stuff like that, and this is just to show that this is the allied star. It's not actually the American star, it's the Allied star. On American vehicles, it's the American star, but with the circle around it on the back of this Cromwell, it is the Allied flag, or well, Allied star. So, 750 HP, and if we compare that to other Tier 6 medium tanks, such as the Firefly right here, 250, it's about average. T-3485 also has about 750 hit points, I think. Weight, 30 tons, which is pretty heavy, but not as heavy as the Firefly here. Um, Compared to obviously something like the TOG at 82 tons, or a box tank at 64, or even the gun carrier at 41, it's a pretty light thing. Let's look at the Type 64. So the Type 64 only weighs 23.2 tons, but then again it is a light tank. And this is a medium tank, and it's a pretty agile and fast medium tank, as many people will know. It has a 650 horsepower engine, which gives it a power to weight ratio of 23.03, which is pretty good. That's a pretty good power to weight ratio. And that 650 horsepower engine runs it up to a top speed of 64 kilometers an hour with 50 degrees per second of turret traverse. Hull traverse rather. So it's pretty maneuverable and pretty fast. As for the armor is British. It is cruiser standard, so it's not very good. 63 at the front, 42 and 31 at the rear, and it's all pretty flat. With these boxes here, these boxes don't actually do anything. It is pretty much just flat on the sides. As you can see, it's pretty flat. Cromwell armor, so yeah, the armor's not very good. The turret armor, again, 76, 63, 57. It's nothing good, but it is, Cromwell standard, so you're not going to be expecting much. As for the gun is a 75mm Mark V gun. I don't know if you can get a gun like that on here. There you go. The 75mm gun Mark V, which is, well, it's technically the same. It's got technically the same name, hasn't it? It's the gun 75mm Mark V. This is the gun 75mm Mark V. But I suppose if you want, you can compare it to the 75mm Vickers high velocity, but which is actually what we will compare it to, because it's actually not the 75mm gun Mark V. It is actually the 75mm Vickers high velocity gun, because if you look, the Vickers high velocity has got a slower rate of fire with 13.95 rounds per minute. Let me just move that over. The penetration is 145, 202 and 38, which is the same as the high velocity, with average damage of being 135, 135, 175, which is again the same as the Vickers high velocity. The dispersion is exactly the same, aiming time is exactly the same, and weight is exactly the same. However, the Cromwell just fires faster because Cromwell. So the gun is alright. It's alright for a Tier 6 tank, and you're a fast, light, medium tank, so you're meant to be going for the sides and rears of tanks, so it's an adequate gun. It's a British gun. The turret traverse speed is 48 degrees per second, which is very good. That's like light tank turret traverse speed. I mean, the Type 64 has a pretty poor turret traverse of 36 degrees per second, and it goes at 72 kilometers an hour with 56 degrees per second. I mean, the Cromwell is not that far off. It has a slightly slower top speed and a slightly slower traverse speed, and it has better turret traverse. It's sort of like more sort of like a light tank, but with medium tank armor and proportions. Um, as for view range, 360 meters, which is pretty standard, I think. 370 for the Firefly. Gun carrier 340 because it's a tank destroyer. Box tank 350 once again, yeah. 360 for the Churchill, for the Mark 7 Churchill, and 370 for the Jap Tiger. So, and as for the signal range, 570, which is it's alright. It's the same as the TOG, same as the gun carrier. Although gun carrier is slightly worse. Box tank is a very bad signal range. It's only tier 6, so that has the light tank has pretty good pretty good signal range. Same with the Jap Tiger. The Jap Tiger's actually got pretty good signal range, 620. So I am just researching the radio operator with the enhanced signal range, but more on that. So that is the soft stats of the tank, and if we compare it to the Cromwell, where is it? Here it is, Cromwell. Vehicle stats. So if we just move it down here. So the Cromwell, 700 hit points, would go up to 750, I'm sure, with the upgraded turret. 27 load limit, 64 top speed, which is exactly the same. And then if we get up the various parts for it, DVD, Cromwell. If we get up the top gun, it has the same sort of gun, the Vickers High Velocity, as you can see. It's almost exactly the same, might be slightly inferior rate of fire, but if we get up, what's the signal range for it? Signal range 550, yeah. So if we bring up the top engine for the Cromwell and the top suspension for the Cromwell. So here we go. So Cromwell's basic stats, 700, goes up to 750, 27.47, but I'm sure that will go up to about 28, 29 tons. The top engine that it can get, Rolls-Royce Meteor Mark 4B, 650 horsepower, so exactly the same as the Cromwell B. Once again, same hull armor, same turret armor. It has pretty much the same gun. The turret traverse speed goes up to 36 degrees per second, which is worse than the Cromwell B, but this is probably with a 50% crew. Again, the same sort of gun. The turret traverse speed 48 again, 360 meters view range and 400 meters signal range, but that'll go up to 550. And the thing about the Cromwell B is that because it's part of the Berlin Trio special tank set, each crew member comes equipped with Brothers in Arms already standard. So yes, you get 3 Brothers in Arms crew for your Cromwell B, and of course they come at 100% as well. So let me just adjust the ammo that I have here, because I don't want the high explosive. Yep. I do not want high explosive. Can I sell that? No. Let me just quickly... No, that's not how you do it. I'll have to do it in the depot afterwards. Alright. So, as for your consumables, you will of course have your regular consumables. Let me actually put those in. Small repair kit, small first aid kit, and manual fire extinguisher for me because I am cheapskate. So yes, carries maximum ammo capacity of 64. As for your equipment, gun rammer is always useful. I will probably fit improve vents because +5 to crew skills, why not? Enhanced suspension, yeah, probably going to help your Cromwell because the Cromwell will be running around, flanking stuff. Camo, probably not the best idea on a Cromwell. Have you ever seen a Cromwell being used as a sniper? No, you haven't. So improved vents, I've already said, yeah, probably a good idea. Wet ammo rack if your ammo rack keeps getting damaged. Spore liner, probably not the best idea because you have got standard British cruiser armor, so the medium spore line is probably not going to be the most useful thing on the Cromwell. The medium caliber tank gun runner was always useful on anything, no matter what, so just go with that, definitely. I mean, that's all that I was able to get with the amount of credits that I have, so I was only able to mount the gun runner, but Binocular telescope, again, probably not the best idea. Coated optics, not a bad idea. Coated optics is always useful. Gun lane drive, you don't necessarily need it. 2.3 seconds aiming time is pretty good. It's pretty standard for most guns, so if you want, sure, go with that. If you keep getting set on fire or your tanks keep rupturing, sure, go with the tanks filled with CO2. And toolbox is always useful on any tank if you can't think of what else you want to put on it. So, as for the crew, like I said, already come fully trained with brothers in arms. I am, of course, going 6th Sense because 6th Sense is useful on any tank. Eagle Eye again as well, probably going to be useful. Probably start training that up along with Recon because Recon's always useful. Jack of all trades, sure, if you want. Mentor, I don't really see the point of Mentor, but if you want it, sure, go with it. As for the Gunner, I am going for Deadeye right now. Designated target, probably, yeah, if you want, go with that. Snapshot as well, if you want. You will be circle strafing many people, I'm sure, so sure, go with snapshot if you want. And armor if your gun keeps getting damaged and you don't want to use a repair kit on it. So for the driver, I'm going off-road driving because off-road driving is always a useful skill. Clutch braking, probably not actually. You're probably not going to want to get that first on the Cromwell B because of the already very good 50 degrees per second turret traverse. Or hull traverse, rather. Preventive maintenance if you keep getting set on fire, sure thing. Smooth ride you may want. Probably not a bad idea on the Cromwell. Controlled impact, if you want to ram stuff, I don't see why you'd want to ram people, but sure, if you want controlled impact. For the radio operator, I am going with signal boosting. Situational awareness, I always like the extra view range, so you sure go for situational awareness. Call for vengeance, if you want. Relay as well, if you want. You've got pretty standard relay, or pretty standard radio range, but if you get that and then relay, sure, that would probably make sense. And finally, for the loader, I am going for Adrenaline Rush because it's always useful to have that increased reload points, the decreased reload time rather, when you're on less than 10% health. Intuition, if you keep using APCR or high explosive, sure, go for intuition. Safe stowage as well, if your ammo keeps getting damaged, sure thing. That's probably very useful on the Leopard prototype. But so overall, it's a very fast flanking medium tank with a standard British high velocity 75mm gun. Probably want to get around the sides and rears of enemy tanks, especially enemy heavy tanks. So I would say, sure, if you want this tank, go and get it whenever it's on sale. By the time this video goes up, it will probably be past the 23rd of December 2015, but no matter. The Cromwell B is a pretty good tank. I have yet to play a game in it, but I've seen the Cromwell B in action, and it's a pretty good medium tank, as is the Cromwell. So if you like the Cromwell, you'll be right at home with the Cromwell B. So yes, I will thank you all for watching, and goodbye.